Yo, here we go, y'all, with another reaction video. We here with this guy who claimed to be one of the best shooters. There's a video about this guy like a while ago. He went on a show. I forgot what show it was, but he went on a show with NBA players or whatever, and they exposed him. They exposed him and showed that like he's not really that good of a shooter or whatever. But he's broken records. He has proof, like actual records being one of the best shooters, if not the best shooter. But now, apparently, in this video, he's here to explain that this was false. Like the exposure, it was like set up or something. I guess that's what I'm assuming, just from the title alone. But let's see what he's talking about. This is Henry Hoops. I've never heard of this YouTuber, but hey, might have a new subscriber. Let's see.
5 years ago, this guy went viral for breaking the world three-point record in his home gym.
The world record for threes made in 60 seconds with 31.
Are you serious?
Yes.
He gained tons of media attention, and it earned him an invite on Inside the NBA on
Yes,
TNT.
Inside the
a
NBA,
once-in-a-lifetime
yeah.
experience to hang out with Ernie, Shaq, Chuck, and Kenny. The guys
I think it was
about
Chuck
his
that
record,
played
and
him
like all
too.
great shooters, he was clearly confident in his ability.
I mean, and honestly, if for
Oh wait,
some
no,
reason
no, it
they
wasn't
expect
Chuck. It
a
was
break,
Kenny.
But then it came time to prove it. Kenny the Jet Smith challenged him to a three-point contest.
Yeah.
First to three buckets
Kenny was
wins.
he
And
was,
this
I ain't gonna lie, Kenny was cooking.
There it is. See?
That's off by
I
a
make
mile.
that. You know what I'm saying? Oh, this is circus. Turn ain't never tight, Ernie. Turn ain't never tight.
Kenny Smith won 3-0, trash talked the entire time, and humiliated him on national TV.
Give me a minute. Give me a minute. I might make 28 more. I might make 28 more.
TNT reposted the clip and it blew up.
Ah, I get it, cause that'd be 31. That'd be the record. Oh my
Social
god.
media had a field day. Although he may not have expected it, this one short TV segment would totally ruin his reputation for years to come.
That was like 8 years ago, asshole.
People don't forget.
But just a few days ago, the same man entered Gilbert Arenas' three-point shootout for $100,000. He took on hundreds of contestants, including 5 NBA vets, put on a life-changing performance, and in the process exposed the truth about what really happened on that tragic day on Inside the NBA.
I mean, it was 5 years ago. It was bullshit. They set me up. It was in a studio. It wasn't even a court.
But I mean,
But before we reveal the true story
okay.
of the world's
I'm
best shooter,
just
word
let
from
him
our
cook,
sponsor,
and it goes say nothing else.
Underdog Fantasy. Underdog is the easiest way to
Alright.
play fantasy.
Get your money though. You know what I'm saying? Get your money. But hey, my video ain't monetized, but still though, you know what I'm saying? They ain't feeding me.
Records based around shooting a basketball, including most free throws in a minute, most three-pointers in a minute, and perhaps my personal favorite, most behind the backboard shots in a minute. As far as Guinness World Records go, Anthony is the best basketball shooter on earth, but most people on the internet see Anthony Miracola very differently.
Let's go home, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go home.
After his 2019 appearance on TNT went viral, NBA
Yeah,
media destroyed
it was
him and
bad.
his life got turned upside down. Miracola lost his manager. The story Sports Illustrated had written on him was dropped, and the internet dubbed him world's greatest excuse maker. Imagine breaking 7 world records, having hundreds of videos of you getting buckets online, and still 3 missed shots on a TV show in 2019 defines your entire reputation.
Hey, listen, stop making excuses.
Now, Anthony got the chance to stop all the slander and redeem his name. On July 3rd, 2022, Miracola paid $1,000.
That's crazy. It's really like that, bro. You can prove yourself over and over and time again, but one mistake is all it takes for all of that work you put in to go down, bro.
To take part in an open three-point contest in Pennsylvania. After
That's
barely
just how the world
surviving
works,
a double
man.
overtime shootout against a
And it's
former
kinda, it's
college
a little
basketball
sad.
star,
In some ways it
Miracola
makes
came
sense, in other
alive.
ways it's just
Not
like, come
only
on
did he
now.
win the contest, but he did so in historic fashion, scoring 31 out of 34 points in the final round. It was an incredible feat, $100,000 in prize money. The Miracola name was finally back on top.
All that stuff wrapped up kind of came together all at once when I won, because it was just big accomplishment, like to just kind of, I was able to do it.
But the internet didn't even know or care. As proof, Jimmy Highroller, one of my favorite NBA YouTubers, made a mini doc on Anthony's TNT appearance recently. His video got over 4.5 million views, and still some of the top comments were nothing but shade. No mention of his 7 world records or the competition he won in 2022. Then in 2023, Gilbert Arenas announced his own 3-point shootout challenge, a 4-round pro-am shooting competition with a huge winner-take-all prize pot. The contest was going to feature former NBA players, former WNBA players, and YouTubers with gigantic followings. If Miracola could prove himself on a stage this big, then maybe people might actually start to forget about his TNT appearance and start to respect his name for who he really was, a world-class shooter. But anyone who knows about live sports can tell you that nothing is guaranteed. What if Anthony goes cold, gets eliminated by a random person, or even worse, makes it to the big stage and fails, just like he did in 2019? The humiliation would be unbearable. Still, Anthony took this risk.
Ty, hey, that's literally what matters, bro. You got it. Sometimes you just gotta take the risk. Like, yeah, it might not work out, but if it does, you're good. That's what that, you know what I'm saying? So sometimes taking that gamble, that risk, is just worth it.
Oh, yeah, he's drove from Florida. He came from Florida.
But when you do take that risk, though, you do gotta you gotta be mentally prepared. You gotta be prepared to what's gonna happen when you win or when you lose, both ways.
The first round of the contest was all about mid-range shooting. Miracola was slated to go against popular YouTuber Jesser, who certainly isn't afraid of performing in front of a camera. As the first round got started, Miracola looked hot, hitting all 5 of his first 5 shots. 3 racks in, Miracola had already scored an impressive 15 points, but Jesser was doing just enough to hang on. Going into the final rack, Miracola was only up 2 points. If Anthony had any sort of clutch gene, this was going to be the time he had to prove it. And that's exactly what he did. Miracola hit all 5 of his final shots. Somehow, Gilbert Arenas and Rashad McCants were eliminated in the first round. Guess it wasn't worth shooting all those 10K practice shots, huh, Gil?
I took 10,000 shots to make 12.
Round 2 was all from the high school 3-point line. Only 5 players would advance. And after breaking multiple shots on both of his first and second rack, Anthony was looking mortal for the first time in the competition. But then everything changed during the 4th rack. Anthony locked in, hitting nothing but net on all 10 of his final 2 racks. Redemption was now just 2 rounds away. For the 3rd round, contestants had to shoot 25 high school 3-pointers and 25 from college range. The top 3 would get a chance to shoot in the final round for the grand prize of $100,000. But to get there, Miracola was going to have to be nearly perfect, because WNBA star Lexi Brown had just scored 32 points. His first trip around the arc goes fairly well, hitting 19 of his 25 shots. But the next round was legendary. Miracola goes on to hit 21 of 25 shots from college range, a shooting percentage of 84%, putting Miracola at the very top of the leaderboard, and just 2 shooters between him and redemption. For
Come
the
on
final
now.
round, the remaining 3 contestants would each shoot 25 college threes and 25 from NBA range, the same NBA range that caused Anthony all of this embarrassment and humiliation in the first place. Former college basketball player Mika Wynn shot first, scoring a stellar 40 points. Another former basketball player, Jenna Bandy, shot second, but came up short, scoring just 36. Last up was Anthony Miracola, who needed 41 to take home the prize.
Come on,
This means
bruh.
Miracola needed
Did
to
he
hit
do it?
82% of his shots, a staggering feat for any NBA player shooting from NBA distance. His first trip around the arc, he's on pace, but just barely, scoring 20 points on the shots from college distance, meaning he needs to hit 21 of 25 from NBA range to take the whole thing home.
I ain't gonna
But
lie, that's a
Miracola's
lot.
not thinking about any of that.
Hey,
This is a man
lock
with a true
in.
shooter mentality. He's not
Lock
thinking about the
in.
scoreboard. He's not thinking about all the money. He's definitely not
Facts.
thinking about TNT or Sports Illustrated.
Facts.
This man is only thinking about
Bro
one
trying to make
thing
that
and
shot.
one thing
That's
only.
it.
The next shot. The first rack, 4 for 5. The second rack, 5 for 5. As Anthony approaches the final rack, he needs just 2 more points to win himself $100,000. He needs just 2 more buckets to redeem his name forever.
Hey, let's stop making excuses. Let's go home, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go home.
But Anthony doesn't make the 2 points. He makes 4.
Oh, okay. Don't do me like that, gang. Don't do me like that.
Anthony Miracola scores an incredible 42 points, hitting 42 out of 50 shots, a breathtaking 82% from 3. Gilbert Arenas himself had to hand Miracola the oversized check. Anthony had done it. He'd beaten out NBA vets. He remained humble throughout, and he restored the Miracola name. He really is one of the
Hey.
world's best pure shooters.
Hey.
After the contest, Gil had Anthony on his podcast and allowed him the chance to voice his side of the TNT story.
Just a really bizarre situation. The whole vibe, man. They may be great guys. They weren't great to me. They were very disrespectful. They know what they did to me. This isn't a secret. Right. This is 5 years ago, and they just keep reposting it and giving it to other people. Even now that I won this, I don't have any shit to talk, man. I won it. I think my shooting spoke for itself. And
Anthony
you know
finally got to tell the world his truth, and Gil's crew gave him the perfect platform to do it. Anthony's story is the perfect example of persistence and courage. That
Yep.
even in your most embarrassing moment, you can still recover. That there's always more time. There's always a second act. You just have to be brave enough to take it. Congrats to Anthony Miracola. Now, who else wants to see AT&T?
Hey, W video, bro. W Mirror. W Mirror, bro. One of the best shooters you'll probably see. Maybe not a professional baller, but don't mean he can't shoot. Just saying. Hey, like and subscribe if you enjoyed this video. Definitely put the link down in the description of the original video so y'all can go watch it. And you know what I'm saying? Subscribe to the channel, bro, because it was tough. Yeah. That being said, I'm gonna catch y'all in the next reaction video. Peace.